Hey guys, Noel here, and we are doing a live stream. We are hopefully going to have the ability to read comments on this live stream right here. So it is Saturday night. We are going to be playing one of my favorite Super Nintendo games slash Super Famicom. It is the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers by Saban, a fantastic game that really features the best in smooth gameplay, vibrant colors, beat 'em up action, and one of the most beloved franchises ever in America, the Power Rangers; in Japan, Super Sentai. Now, I am a huge fan of Jetman, which is the Super Sentai series that actually a lot of the tropes from Power Rangers came from. And I'm also a huge fan of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Now, being an American, I am a big fan of Power Rangers before Jetman. That's what I was exposed to first. But because of my love of Power Rangers and Japanese culture, I got into Jetman. So I'm using a program called Prism, which hopefully will let me see the comments. I'm seeing that no one's watching right now, which is fine. We've been going on for 1 minute and 36 seconds. So as you saw from the second live stream, I'm totally fine with just talking to myself. But if you are commenting, I would like to see your comments and chat with you, because that's one of the whole things in a live stream. So we're gonna play some Power Rangers, see where the night takes us. I'm thinking probably some arcade Mortal Kombat, maybe some bare knuckle, since Streets of Rage 4 just came out. Hey! That is right. Brave or Grave. How's it going, man? I can finally see comments on this. Evan, how's it going, my friend? So, actually, now that you're here, we gotta play some Street Fighter Alpha 3, definitely, since, your name Brave or Grave comes from that game. So we're gonna play some Power Rangers here. Septic Salad. I can finally see comments on this. This is great here. So very, very cool. Let's get on to playing some Power Rangers. This is really cool because it plays very much as a Japanese Super Famicom game. Now, Super Nintendo games, I think personally tended to play a bit slower than the Genesis games, but this game I think plays pretty fast, very smooth. So let's get down to playing it. Some beat 'em ups, seem like a bit of a, I don't want to say like a chore, but like the time flies, at least for me when I play this game here. So I'm gonna hit the lights and we're gonna play some Power Rangers. All right. So for the purposes of this review, we'll put this in stereo right here. Actually, this is less of a review and more of a let's play here. So, you may or may not know, there were several Mighty Morphin Power Ranger games that were out on the 16-bit consoles in the mid-90s, and they were all very different. The Super Nintendo had this very cool beat-em-up. The Sega Genesis had a very cool fighting game, and the Sega CD had a full motion video game. And we're going to be Zack, because Zack is cool as hell. And my favorite Jetman is Guy Jetman Black. Like, there's this thing where, like, the Black Power Ranger is always, like, the coolest one, as evidenced by, look at Zack's moves here, man. This is, like, ridiculous, man. He's got the rhythm. He's got those good vibrations and sweet sensations. Now, I am not someone who complains about linear gameplay. I actually really like linear gameplay. I get distracted easily. So I like something that's like, here, go forward. This is where you're supposed to go. So that's right. Good stuff here. So thank you guys for joining the live stream. I actually was going to stream a bit earlier, but my wife wanted me to watch some Netflix with her, and we actually just watched a show about Rob Blagojevich and how he got pardoned after an excessive sentence for stupid political corruption. So that was the thing, and at first I was like, I'd rather be doing this live stream, but then it's like, I like spending time with my wife too, so, and you know, I don't have to live with you guys. So not that I would pass on the opportunity. I would totally welcome the opportunity to eat your food. So you know, there's that. So all right, we're moving along here. We are in a city. I don't remember how many levels are in this game. I just remember, like, the first time I beat this game, I actually played this while I was babysitting. I was in high school. I want to say it was like in 11th grade. And I was babysitting this, one of my mom's friend's kids. And they were, like, I don't know, if they were, like, asleep or something like that. And I brought my Super Nintendo over because they had a furnished basement, and, like, you know, this was like she must have been in like 7th grade or something. So she was like right on that borderline age of like not needing a babysitter, but the parents still wanted her to have a babysitter. So I would just like bring my video games, and like she would just like hang out in her room, you know. And so like, and my mom was there too, actually, if memory serves me correctly. And so I would like just bring my video games and play while like they just did their thing. I just was kind of like a tag along. But I remember I beat Power Rangers. What is my favorite Mighty Morphin Power Rangers game out of them all? This one, because I think this just legit has the best gameplay. But the reason I was telling that story was like that was the first time I beat this game. It was like just I saw this game, I think, at like a Hollywood Video and picked it up in a bargain bin. And I loved Super Famicom. You know, I found out about how great Super Nintendo was in Japan when I was in high school, so I got really into it. I bought my older friend's brother's Super Nintendo and tried to gobble up as many RPGs and Japanese beat-em-ups as I could. And I found this game, and I really, really liked it. When I was in elementary school, I had the Genesis one, and I really did like it quite a bit. It had some really, really good graphics. Genesis, for, you know, being the 16-bit console that people tend to think had the worst graphics, I've actually seen that be pushed the hardest graphically out of the cartridge consoles from that time period. Just in terms of, like, you can't really believe what you're seeing on Genesis hardware kind of thing. But there were some really cool cutscenes on the Sega Genesis fighting Power Rangers game. But this just has the best gameplay. I like the full motion video one for Sega CD. I own that as well. So there's not one that I don't like, but this is like a game that like I legitimately enjoy playing, even though it's not a power... Like the fact that these are Power Ranger games mean that I'm going to be sympathetic toward them, but this is a game I would play if it wasn't Power Rangers, if that answers the question. Evan, I've been seeing your artwork on Instagram. It is cool as hell. So keep up the good work, and I totally appreciate the Knight's Christmas card you sent. I'm actually I own Knights, the American release of it. I own Christmas Knights, the Japanese cartridge. Yes, True Sinister, a fighting game aficionado. All right. Yes, Power Rangers. We are playing Power Rangers. And yeah, Evan, I was just saying, like, I'm actually seriously considering buying the Japanese version of Knights. I found one for like $12 on Etsy. And I just like the Japanese box art to it, so I'm thinking I might actually just buy that. I actually just bought Cool Borders 2 on Etsy, and they're like legit games. Not that I'm not opposed to playing repros at all, but like these are like actual legit games. So I grew up on that show. Hell yeah, man, me too. Tommy is my favorite. Now, True Sinister, are you a fan of Jetman? Because I that is my favorite Super Sentai series. But Power Rangers, I love deeply, too. And, you know, honestly, okay, so I think the best Power Rangers was the first season of the... Yeah, go Power Rangers. I think the first season of the original is the best. But I think up through Power Rangers Zeo, it was still really good when Jason came back and was the Gold Ranger. So I mean, I watched it religiously all through then, and then I thought it was pretty bad with Power Rangers Turbo. I mean, I liked the original cast, but I thought the villains were kind of flat, and I didn't like the Kid Blue Ranger. Although in the Japanese version with the White Kiba Ranger being a kid, I I thought they pulled that off really well, but I didn't think they pulled that off well in America. Pseudo Saturn. I have a Pseudo Saturn in Final Fight Revenge. I can do that, man. Yeah, Tommy's the freaking goat. Here's on that topic, man. Like, Power Rangers Dino Thunder was, I think, the next really good series after Zeo, because that brought Tommy back as like a high school teacher, and he looked like Gohan from Dragon Ball GT, except like they actually made him be tough. Unlike, you know, Dragon Ball GT, they totally wasted Gohan, which really pisses me off to this day, actually. Ah, shit, man. I don't want to swear, but that was a mistake. Yes, no, they're all awesome. Okay, I got the Pseudo Saturn because of your Final Fight Revenge, and got me. Yeah, dude, we should play Final Fight Revenge. Yeah, dude, it's a good game. It's a solid game. It's like, you would think that when you see like Capcom Final Fight fighting game, Turbo. Yeah, I agree. Turbo is where I dropped off too. I didn't see the Turbo movie. But I saw that Kimberly was in it. Kimberly and Jason were in it. And I saw that Kimberly was fighting Kat in that movie, which sounded awesome. So I've always been curious about that movie, but I never actually saw Power Rangers Turbo, the movie. But they have the Sentai version of Turbo on Pluto TV. I was watching that the other day, Car Ranger. And it's got a great opening. So if you guys have Pluto TV... Yeah, Gohan was able to take on Realdo in GT. That's true, but Gohan should have wasted Realdo in GT, dude. Like he had to get saved by Oob, which I thought was kind of lame. But yeah, no, you're right. Gohan wasn't. I misspoke. Gohan was not useless in GT. He was lacking in potential, and I did not like the fact that he was going Super Saiyan after his Mystic Ultimate transformation. So. I thought the Ooze movie was amazing. I did too. I liked that movie. I have that on VHS. I don't remember it that well because I haven't seen it since I was in like high elementary school. I think it was in like 6th grade when I saw it, and I don't remember it that well. I just remember the Power Ranger costumes looked cool in it, and I liked how the ninjas looked. So, you know, I thought it was cool. But I didn't see Turbo, but I thought it was that movie like came out at the same time Mortal Kombat Annihilation came out, and I used to watch Simpsons reruns, and I always used to see commercials for Mortal Kombat Annihilation and the Power Rangers Turbo movie on those, and I just thought those movies looked really cool, but I never saw either of them, so, and I need to. Game over, that sucks. But we got a password, so that's good. I swear I can beat this game. Do you guys want to play more Power Rangers, or do you want me to pop in Final Fight Revenge here? What do you want to do? I'll throw it to the crowd. Well, while you guys are deciding, I'll hit start here. From the WWE to fighting games to DBZ to fighting games like that, I know so many things you did. Yeah. Dude, Final Fight. Okay, you guys want to play Final Fight? Yes, thank you. Well, you know, Final Fight Revenge, why not? Okay, cool, let's do that. Yeah, dude, no, I love pro wrestling, and, I mean, one of the things I like about pro wrestling is it's so much like a comic book, and, it's got all that kind of over-the-top stuff. I remember when Bart stealing Bone Storm. Dude, we gotta play Mortal Kombat Trilogy now that you're bringing that up. Buy me Bone Storm, or go to hell. Because that came out at the same time Mortal Kombat Trilogy was out. Okay, so here's the deal with Final Fight Revenge. I have a Pseudo Saturn. I'm actually waiting on a white modded Saturn. Hopefully that will play even more smoothly than the Pseudo Saturn. Final Fight, the fighting game version. Yes, that is what this is. Okay, let's go over to my Saturn games in the Japanese section. So this is a really cool Sega Saturn game. It's an Amuro Nami tech demo that really shows off the crazy 3D potential of the Sega Saturn. But when you play this video on YouTube, it gets flagged for the music. So it's ridiculous. Like, copyright Japanese stuff on YouTube is insane. This game is another really cool game. This is the Daisuke Asakura Media Romancer. on Sega Saturn. Daisuke Asakura is my favorite Japanese composer. Ooh, Vampire Savior right here. And Final Fight Revenge. Do I have a Sega Genesis? Yes, I do. I have a Sega Genesis 32X, Sonic Extreme. Oh, yeah, we can't play Sonic Extreme. Dude, you know what sucks? There was a guy... Are you one of those guys who doesn't like RGT85? I like RGT85. He's okay. My favorite gaming channel is Gaijillionaire. Sorry, guys. I'm going to just jiggle the camera a little bit. I got a really nice Final Fight Revenge repro. And this is a repro because, dude, this game I like, but it is not worth what it goes for on eBay. It's freaking insane. This game on eBay goes for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And while this is a decent fighting game, it is not worth that. Gaijillionaire is my favorite gaming channel, so totally check him out. Patman QC is also really good. He's I don't want to just like I bought his 32X book. Is it good? Patman QC's got a great gaming channel too. So those are the two. And the other this is an anime channel. Kenny Lauderdale is good. YouTube, the place filled with algorithms and copyright strikes. Yeah, dude, like, I don't know, man. I mean, my content is what it is, you know, and it gets the views that it gets. Sometimes I feel like I should be getting more views than I get, but as long as I have people like you guys who are just kind of chilling into my content, you know. Saturn collecting seems crazy. Yeah, it is crazy. Like, there's some stuff that is, like, insanely expensive, like Magical Knight Rayearth. Hey, Arrow's back. Cool thing. Like, Magical Knight Rayearth, like, it's, like, insane. And Final Fight Revenge is insane. Oh, dude, you know what sucks? I have Mega Man 8 for Sega Saturn, but the back is, like, scratched to hell because I got it from some used video game store. So that's a game that goes for a lot on Sega Saturn, but, it's not in good condition the way I have it, so... all right, let's, I learned nothing from the book. I'm sorry. I don't know, RGT85, like, my whole thing with RGT85 is, I think, was watching Akira, but I don't think I'll pause and watch it. That is an honor, dude. And you know what, man? Here's a cheers. Here's a cheers to one of your, to your Akira choice right here. This is the Streamline Akira right here. Shadows, I'm one of your students. Hello, student. Stay in school, don't do drugs, take the high road, boy, not getting high. I love DBZ, but hate GT. I think Super is a joke, but low-key, I think it's meant to be. Super is okay, I think. GT, I like the designs of, but I don't like the story of, and Z is my favorite anime. So that's what I think of that, and I highly respect your opinion. I bought Sega Saturn Die Hard. So, yeah, you bought Sega Saturn to play Die Hard. Right on. Dude, you know the story about how I got my Sega Saturn? So my mom is a public school teacher. In fact, I teach with her now, which is hilarious. So do I like MAH? I don't know what that is. Sorry. So here's the deal. My mom was a public school teacher. She did not want me going to public school because she was just, I don't know, she wanted me to stay with a religious education and things like that. So I wanted to go to school with my friends. And so I was kind of giving her some guff about sending me to a religious school. So to make it up to me, she bought me a Sega Saturn. And as it turned out, I loved the religious school that I went to. So I ended up loving the school I went to, and I still have the Sega Saturn that I was bribed with. It means Boku no Hero Academia. I like My Hero Academia, but I don't... I need to watch it in Japanese, and I need to watch it more. I know a lot of people who like it a lot. From what I've seen of it, I like it. But I haven't watched it enough to be able to comment on it. I'm a huge JoJo's Bizarre Adventure fan. For like the more current anime. I got my Sega Saturn with Virtua Fighter 2, Virtua Cop Daytona. I have Virtua Fighter 2, and I love that game. I got the ending with Dural turning into Kage's mom. I'm no longer one of your students. Good. So, hope you're enjoying, life beyond Mr. Passery's classroom. So, cool. Hopefully, I hope you're enjoying quarantine, too. I know it's hard not to be able to see your friends, but it can also be great to actually be, in a home with a more relaxed schedule and your loved ones, too. So, take advantage of that. You know, there's silver linings on weird colored clouds. Okay, we can also totally talk. Where did my pseudo Saturn go? I see. This is why I like games with linear paths, because I can't freaking walk and chew gum at the same time. Here it is, right here. Ta-da. Okay. So while I am waiting on my white modded Sega Saturn, the one that Segata Sanshiro trained with, I'm still using my Sega Saturn from 1996. So that will require the use of a cartridge that you put in the back to play burned and import games. I know you're not supposed to do that, but it works. So I'm going to actually... Any particular games you're planning on playing today? Definitely. I'm thinking Bare Knuckle 2 for sure, because Streets of Rage 4 just came out, and I have a Japanese Mega Drive Mini. I have the actual Streets of Rage cartridge as well. I haven't bought Streets of Rage 4 because I actually spent a good chunk of my paycheck on a Sega Saturn and downloads for Dragon Ball FighterZ. And I ordered the Super Famicom version of Art of Fighting 2 because my son wants to play as Geese. And you can't be Geese in anything other than the Art of Fighting Super Famicom version. Yeah, right on, man. No, this is just what's cool about live streams. You just can relax for a while. So I always connect my games through C-Sync SCART cables to a PVC monitor. I don't want to make you upset, but to this day, SVC Chaos is still the biggest disappointment in the history of video games. I still obsess mentally over the thought of a better version. Dude, you're not wrong. I mean, I like SVC Chaos for sure. It's one of those games that has a very unique style to it, but it definitely feels like they could have done more, considering like how much Capcom did with their entries in the series on consoles. SVC Chaos is underwhelming. I love the character designs on it. I love the character lineup on it. But the backgrounds are bland and the music is good but not great. You know, apparently that game is supposed to take place in Purgatory, so which is interesting. I would still buy it if it was sold on PSN or whatever. I still have mine. I have this feeling that Noel's wife isn't into any of his video games whatsoever. She's not, but let me tell you something. She buys me video games. For like, she's like, honey, what do you want? And I'll tell her and she'll get it for me. The last live stream we did, we played JoJo's Bizarre Adventure on Dreamcast, and she got me that for Easter. And she also got me the Mega Drive Mini and Famicom Mini, which I think we're going to end up playing Bare Knuckle on Famicom, on a Mega Drive Mini. Okay, so we're gonna get our Sega Saturn C-Sync SCART cable here. Aw, that's awesome. It is! Yeah, it's cool. We really appreciated your card, your Knights card. So, okay, let's hope that this works. We have a Model 2 Sega Saturn right here. I'm happy the streaming program works. The one we were using made it so I couldn't see comments. I'm going to move the camera in just a second here. It's January 1st, 1994, according to my Sega Saturn. Oh. I'm of the opinion that Poison is a girl. I don't know what you guys think about that, but... Ooh, it's working. Cool. Please insert disc. Okay. Ta-da. Noel, do you like Marvel vs. I'm sorry, okay. Noel, do you like Capcom vs. SNK, Marvel vs. Capcom? Marvel vs. Capcom, but I don't like the new Marvel vs. Capcom 4. Hey, Tetsuya, what's up? Do you like the lighter-skinned version of Lawrence Fishburne as Neo? I look like Neo. No, yes, thank you so much. I take that as a high compliment. Okay. All right. The other one had a bit of static. What had a bit of static? Yeah, I agree. I think Poison is... I prefer Poison being a legit lady. And that's what they planned, and that's what I go with, so... 4-bit RAM card is not inserted correctly? What the hell? Sorry, guys. Hang on. I'm using the Super Famicom controller. Morpheus, yes. Yes, I am Morpheus. Take the red pill. Try to reset this here. This is why I want to get a modded Saturn. Yeah, my previous streaming method was not... I was using some program called... what the heck was it called? Streamlabs or something like that. And now I'm using something called Prism, and I can see all your comments, and I can make the picture look better. It's really cool. So check disc format. Oh, guys, I'm thinking there might be a problem with Final Fight Revenge here. Hang on, let me try to blow on the Pseudo Saturn again. I really don't want to have to bust out the alcohol and cartridge wipes here, but... Yo, Diego! What's going on, my brother from another mother? We're trying to play some Final Fight Revenge, but I have a burned copy, and I'm trying to use a Pseudo Saturn to play it. And it looks like we might have it going here. Oh, it's working. Awesome. All right. Cool. Yeah, I'm waiting. Oh, Mark of the Wolves. When I heard Red Pill, I've never heard of it. Don't recommend looking into it. There you go. Final Fight Revenge. Here we go, guys. I'm going to hit the lights. We're going to play some Final Fight Revenge. Position our camera like so. Okay, hang on. Okay. It's alive. I have friends who used Streamlabs on Twitch. Was it good for them? Because, like, I don't know. I just had bad luck with it. So, Pseudo Saturn implies this one. No. Okay, so this is a legit Sega Saturn I'm playing this on, but it's a burned game. So I have to use software called Pseudo Saturn to play a burned game. Because the the U.S. Saturn can use software to play import games and burned games. I have a little stream on Twitter, but I notice you don't use. Yeah, I don't use Twitter much. Not for like I'm a very visual person, so I like Instagram. So if I'm on Instagram, if you guys see me, I'm Second Noel on Instagram. And if you want a friend request me on Facebook and you're not a student, not that I don't like you, but I just can't be social media friends with you. I'm going to be Cody. Let's do Turbo. Saturn had better copy protection than Dreamcast. Yeah, yes, it did. Considering that you can just pop a disc in Dreamcast and play it. The contrast is going to not get along until, like, there it goes, right there. Okay, it's been a while since I played this game. Okay, so Final Fight Revenge, I was hoping would play a bit more like Rival Schools. It's not bad by any stretch of the imagination, but if you play a game like Rival Schools, which is like, I think Capcom's 3D opus, like... This is one of those games that has that weird Marvel vs. Capcom 2 style jazz music to it. It's cool, though, because it does have weapons you can pick up. Cody is doing Guile's flash kick and the hurricane kick right here. You mentioned that you've already gotten a fair amount of copyright strikes on the channel. Is there any? No. Okay, so I was in a situation once where I had 2 copyright strikes, and it was because I uploaded an episode of Music Station and an episode of an anime. Actually, it was the whole OVA. It was just a 2-episode OVA called Princess Rouge when it was broadcast on the international channel. And I got struck for those things, and that really kind of spooked me quite a bit. Because I do put a lot of... I mean, even though I only have, 740-some subscribers, I put a lot of work into this channel as, a fun hobby, just to kind of express myself and share my interests and preserve what I love. And, I didn't want anything to happen to it. But that's the only time I've really gotten the channel in any kind of danger, and it was, fairly innocent. I played the NES on my Dreamcast tons. Yes, no, it's cool. Dreamcast, I had a MAME emulator on my Dreamcast, and I played, older games. I played, the Karate Master game from Bloodsport on it a lot, You like this kind of fight, and you can see me fight at the Kumite. Aren't you a little young for the Kumite? Aren't you a little old for video games? I try to download the stuff you upload on the channel. Cool, man. Yeah, do it, dude. I upload the stuff for preservation. No one is going to sell freaking 20-year-old VHS tape things off the International channel. You know, I do it because I love that channel. And I love the OVAs on it. I'm going to try to upload Ninja Cadets again. So I just have to try to... I have a really crappy laptop that I use to try to rip videos off of my VCR to, so I need to upgrade. I'm beating up Carl Winslow here. There was a really weird episode of the USA Street Fighter cartoon that was about Final Fight. And Cody had a southern accent. It's really weird. It's Sodom, also known as Katana. True Sinister, what do you think of this game? You seem to be a very big, connoisseur of fighting games. I would give this game on a scale of 1 to 10 an 8. And that's generous, but I like it. Because I'm loyal to the franchise and I like the look and feel of it. But I think the gameplay is a little slow and the music is not that engaging. Noel, do you watch Cobra Kai on YouTube? I don't. I will check that out. I like the movie Black Cobra, starring Fred the Hammer Williamson. It's an Italian kind of B blaxploitation version of Sylvester Stallone's Cobra. And I have a Karate Kid headband, but I have not watched Cobra Kai. Surely some people would be willing to sell some of their taped stuff for I guess. I'm not selling my International channel tapes. That's like gold for me. Andore. It's Hugo Andore from Street Fighter 3, rival of Alex, the Hulk Hogan, Hager, and Terry Bogard hybrid. Trying to pump the contrast down a bit on this. Maybe that'll kind of get along a bit better with the phone. Nah, not really. I'm just going to turn the contrast back up. Rolento. So the cool thing about this is, I don't know if you guys have seen the final fight on this game. The final fight of Final Fight. But Belger is the boss, and he's a zombie, and the closing credits are him doing the Thriller dance. This game apparently was, like, made by Capcom USA, but, like, didn't come out in USA. It only came out in Japan. And I guess that's because, Sega Saturn sold so well in Japan and didn't sell well here, because our freaking advertising sucked, and, like, a bunch of good games were just left to sit in Japan. So, I don't know. It always strikes me how Sega could never get their international coordination together. Like, when the Genesis sold well in the United States, it didn't sell as well in Japan. When the Saturn sold well in Japan, it didn't sell as well in the United States. So, I don't know. But I was a big Sega Saturn guy. I love Black Cobra. Yes! I love the ending credits to Black Cobra. Take me to America. Take me to America. All right, people are leaving this live stream in hordes after my singing, but, that's... No, yeah, man, dude, I freaking love Black Cobra. It's Damn D, also known as Thrasher. So, come on, dude, come on. We're like fighting in a meat locker, and I can't actually get my bearings enough to stand up. It's probably the difference in audience between the West and... Yeah, dude. Sega Saturn... I think Sega of Japan realized, that they were being outdone by Sega of America. How much better the Genesis was selling in America than in Japan. Although, it's not like the Sega Genesis didn't sell in Japan. It was just like the clear third place console. Let's be Poison. So I think their whole thing was like, well, we're really going to do well in Japan. And I don't know, there just was like poor communication with Sega of America, and there seemed to be like rivalries between the two, and it was just kind of odd, because when they worked together, it was great. But like Sonic Extreme not coming out, like Evan was saying, is freaking ridiculous, dude. Like, You know, like the fact that Yuki Naka, or he's not Yuki Naka, Yuji Naka, you know, was not willing to let the Sega of America people use the Knights engine for Sonic Extreme is insane. You know, just freaking give him credit for it and use it. Like what the heck, man? What is your favorite movie ever, and will you do a review of them? My favorite movie ever is Bloodsport, and I will happily review that. My second favorite movie is A Christmas Story. I also like It's a Wonderful Life. Blade Runner is another one of my all-time favorite movies. So those are like my top 5. Right there. Guys, I'm sorry the contrast is so funky on this. Like, I'm just looking at the phone and I'm seeing that the contrast on this game is kind of cruddy. So, I'll get off the CRT monitor. We'll play something on a plasma screen, on a 4K screen. That'll show up better on the phone. So, we'll do one more fight with Poison, and then we'll wrap it up. See if we can redeem ourselves against Damned here. You know, you can't really tell, but if you guys ever have the ability to get a professional video monitor, get it, and get SCART cables with C-Sync, and you will really see the true power of your consoles. It's some good stuff. I'm doing the jump kick spam here. Super armor. It's been so long since I played this game, I'm like totally out of rhythm on it. Come on, get it. Ah, shoot. Dude, come on. Will this guy fall in love with me, please? Don't take that out of context. There we go. PVMs are one hell of a blessing for the eyes when it comes to the... Yeah, no question about it, dude. Cool, man. All right, let's... CRTs are quite nice. But, yeah, no, it's true, dude. CRTs, like, getting a CRT to actually play... to actually ship through eBay is a huge pain. And then, God forbid, something actually, like, it gets knocked or something during shipping, you know, then you got a big problem on your hands. Why don't we play... we'll play some Marvel vs. Capcom, and then we'll play some Bare Knuckle, unless you guys have some other suggestions, which I'm more than willing to hear. I know that... True Sinister was really traumatized by SVC Chaos. We have that. Dude, you know what else we have? Samurai Pizza Cats. Okay. Goomen Wars, Cyber Troopers, Virtual On. I sadly have none of those. WCW versus the World. Yes. Let's play that. Let's play WCW versus the World. Alright. Let us go on our PlayStation shelf here. WCW versus the World is my very first PlayStation video game. I got this on Christmas morning of 1997. I have a cool Hulk Hogan sticker on it right here. So, yeah, I love this game. This game and Marvel Superheroes were my very first PlayStation games, because once Sega Saturn stopped being, you know, widely supported in the US, I got a PlayStation, and my first 3 games were WCW versus the World, Marvel Superheroes, and Final Fantasy VII. So, and after that, I loved the PlayStation dearly. Okay, let's play some WCW versus the World. I'm kind of tempted to... Do you guys want to play on the Trinitron, or do you want to keep playing on the PVM? Because I've got multiple PlayStations. So, well, I'll just get it going on the PVM. It's a pretty bright game, so it should get along with the camera. Okay, let's, where's our... Oh, dude, you know what? I will play it on the PlayStation 2 here. I just got a PlayStation 2 with a mod chip in it. Yes, Samurai Pizza Cats. Yeah. We can play Samurai Pizza Cats. My wife actually got me that for this Easter, actually. So, it's a localization of it that is closer to the US dub, but it's very good. Okay, Saturn goes off. Alright, nobody cares. We're going to play it on the PVM. Okay, C-Sync SCART cable for the Sony PlayStation. This is a modded PS2. We'll get our cool PS2 controller right here. Now, this PlayStation 2, because it's modded, sometimes you have to reset it to get it to read the PlayStation 1 games. But I also have a modded PlayStation 2 on another PVM in here, so I could just like kind of swap the camera around. Nope, it's working. Okay. I'm gonna hit the lights. Okay, so for those of you who know me, you know that WCW is my favorite wrestling of all time. I am a huge fan of the NWO. I believe the NWO was a real wrestling company, and that is why I do not mind that it had so many members. No, but seriously, like, the NWO was supposed to be its own company. It needed to have a mid-card, you know. Yeah, I know, right? Dude, this game is, like, the freaking coolest thing ever. I really love the music on this game. I think this game has the best music out of any wrestling game I've ever played. And I actually prefer the drawn graphics on the faces to the kind of slap on the faces that was utilized in other games like No Mercy or Versus the World. I don't have my memory card in this, so let's just do some exhibition matches. I have like everyone unlocked. Let's be Hollywood Hogan, and we'll fight Sting. Anyone here watch AEW? I am a fan. Tony Schiavone is back announcing. He's with JR, which is kind of surreal. Although, due to the COVID situation, Jericho was calling matches instead of JR, and Schiavone and Jericho are hilarious. Noel, do a video. Will you do a video drawing of the anime characterizations from International? Yeah, absolutely, man. I can totally do that. I will happily do some more drawing videos highlighting International Channel. It has been a long time since I played Versus the World, so I'm, a little rusty here. But back when if I get rolling on this game, I'm a freaking beast at this, and I'm not bragging. It is what it is. So, interesting thing about these Japanese wrestling games, since Hulk Hogan's leg drop was not his finish move in Japan, he doesn't really use it as his finisher. Crap, Scorpion Deathlock. So, I'm of the opinion that Hulk Hogan and Bret Hart should have fought early and often in WCW. I also think that the Hogan Sting Starrcade 97 match was not terrible, but they really needed to be more careful with that ending. And I think it would have probably been better for, Bret Hart to start interfering in the match, and then that caused there to be a three-way rematch or something like that. But you still got to have Sting leave with the belt. X-Bomber. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, WCW versus the World is the first of the Aki Asmic wrestling games that went on to make things like WWF No Mercy, which many people regard as the best wrestling game. I am more of a fan of the WCW games myself, just because I prefer some of the more simplistic gameplay elements, and I like the WCW rosters better. I see Tetsuya saying he likes Revenge. I love Revenge, dude. That is a freaking awesome game. Dude, like, the creative potential with Revenge is great. Like, my friends and I made up a whole story about how Larry Zbyszko kidnapped Hulk Hogan's daughter, and then Hulk Hogan turned back into a good guy, and, like, Larry Zbyszko, like, ended up being, like, M. Bison, and it was like this crazy story, and we named the Big Show Big Country, and, like, the NWO was still intact, but they were all their, like, WWF good guy early 90s versions of themselves. So, you know, it's like, it was a game that you could have a lot of fun with, in addition to the fact that the creative stories in WCW at the time were just great, so... So this game has a really nice grapple system here, where, you know, you grapple, hold down... So basically what you do is you hold down circle in a direction, and it'll do different moves, and if you hold down circle for different amounts of time, it'll make you do a super move. What's my favorite music to listen to? I'm a big fan of Japanese pop music from the 80s and 90s. I like 1980s American and British music as well. So, for example, like in my record player right now, I've got the Romantics that I just swapped out for the Pet Shop Boys. I'm like, again, I've been listening a lot to the opening to Mellow Link, the Armor Trooper Votom's spin-off, Armor Hunter Mellow Link. So I've been listening to that opening quite a bit. I've been listening to Jacob Wheeler's Magic quite a bit, the closing to Gundam 0083. Can you play any instruments? Okay, so I box. That's the sport I do. I played soccer in high school, and I box. I've never had any matches, but I train, and I also have a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, which is, I mean, it's not anything stellar. It's like I've been doing this for like a year and a half, and I love it, and I was on my little Christian school I started on the soccer team. I have very little musical talent, so I own an accordion that was my great-grandfather's, and I mess around with it with my son, because my son is like very naturally musically inclined. 1, 2... 3! We win! That, my friends, is the power of Hollywood Hulk Hogan right there. Sweeping victory. Let's do a Sting match, and then we'll play something else. Unless you guys want to keep playing this. How can you live anywhere... If you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? I am extremely happy where I live right now. I would love to, because I love the neighborhood that I'm in, and my family and friends, but I would also love to go to Japan and just soak up the culture. I'd love to go to Akihabara. I'd love to go to an episode of Music Station. You know? I just would want to hoard as many Japanese video games and weird old consoles as I could, and manga. So, you know, I'm also Italian, and, okay, so guys, so let's do Sting and Great Muta, actually. I'm also Italian, so I have a lot of family in Italy. I can speak a little Italian. It looks cool. It looks cold during the winter. I live in central New York. I live in a place called Cortland, New York, and it does get very cold. In fact, we had snow over the weekend. And it's May. But then today it was like almost 70 degrees. So it's like freaking insane, dude. Like, but I really like the Four Seasons. So I live about, if you guys know where Syracuse, New York is, where the famous college basketball team is, I live 30 minutes south of there. And, you know, it's a cool place. Like, I live like in a working class town, with, you know, like, I don't know, like, I'm a teacher, and And so you kind of get to see all the different elements of the people in the city. And there's a lot of good people. There's a lot of poor people. There's some people that are like middle working class, upper middle class, that kind of thing. There's not really a whole lot of wealthy people where I live. But the people that are here are, I think, enjoyable. So I live in an Italian neighborhood, too, which I freaking love. But I would just freaking love to go to Japan. And I would like to go to Italy and meet my family, too. How is it there? Hang on a second. Let me take a look at the comments here. Hang on. I can't see all the comments here. I'm going to try to read. Okay, Bay Area is super nice. How is it there? Love this music. It's oh, dude, yeah, I know. Versus the World playlist is insane. How is it in Cortland? The environment, cost of living? So in Cortland, the cost of living isn't that bad. It's not that bad. We live next to Ithaca, New York, where the cost of living is insane because of Cornell University. You could probably get by on $30,000 a year in Cortland and be able to live a decent life. Maybe it might be a little sparse, but or you could do less. But it's decent, It's a place where you can have a stable middle class living standard. And all 4 seasons, although they can be sporadic. What's Cortland, New York like? Yeah, this is what I said. It's sporadic weather, down to earth people. We have an awesome Marshalls too, which is also very nice. And some really, really cool Italian American restaurants. So that's fair. Yeah, it is what it is. So a lot of people in Cortland don't like it, but that's because I think they just want to get out of town kind of thing. So like I said, we're in between Syracuse, Binghamton, and Ithaca. What are the summers like there? Hot, hot to rainy. You really get a full sample of each of the 4 seasons. That's what it's like there. Oh, here, so the summer it can be like 100 degrees. The average I'd say is about 75 to 80 degrees. Is Cortland safe to live? Yeah, there's a meth problem, but if you avoid it, it avoids you. I have had in-laws that have been unfortunate enough to live next to places where there have been meth explosions. They don't do it, but it's kind of people make stupid decisions and then it can spill over to how good people live their lives. But overall, I would say Cortland is safe. There's not very much in the way of mugging or anything like that. Thankfully, there's no murders or anything, there might be one every 20 years kind of thing. So I think every place out there has some fair share of issues. Yeah, no, it's true. Every place has their pros and cons. No question about it. So yeah, no, I like Cortland. It's a cool place. It keeps you down to earth, and it also gives you some opportunities to be, I feel like my creativity is, fine. I don't feel stifled or anything here. There's a good diversity of political opinions, and you can just get along with people if you're a nice person, So, and Cortland's definitely a place where, if you're a cool person, you'll meet cool people. So, just from what I'm hearing, it sounds pretty typical, standard place to live in, quite comfortable, or so it seems. Yeah, no, it is. Like I said, I'm very comfortable and happy living here. I live right next to the house I grew up in, and I'm very much. It feels very much like a community, but at the same time, I love some of the places. I've been to Boston. I love that city too. So it's nothing wrong with a cool big city to go visit to kind of balance out the working class charm of your hometown. So. But, dude, I gotta get to Japan at some point. That's one reason why I like Guy Jillionaire and Kid Show Ryuken's YouTube channels so much. Because they're, kind of nerdy guys like me, and they're, mid to late 30s. And they're, they're in Japan. They're, lit, surrounded by the stuff that I love, so. In fact, Kid Show Ryuken, I bought, Cutie Suzuki's Ringside Angel from him for the Sega Mega Drive. Do you recommend people visit Cortland? Yes. You won't have a ton of stuff to do, outside of just chilling with some nice people, though, and eating some cool Italian-American food. Like, the Green Arch restaurant in Cortland is insanely good Italian-American food. We have a really cool festival called the St. Anthony's Festival. That's out of St. Anthony's Church, which is a place that I'm a Sunday school teacher at, and a lector at. And it's a real, like, they fill up, like, a parking lot plus, and they have, like, Italian food and, like, music, and I draw caricatures, and it's just, like, they have, like, good drinks, like, it's just a really cool place. Like, the best sausage and peppers you'll ever eat. Really good pizza free, Italian beer, that kind of stuff. Have you ever visited cities? I've been to Boston. I met Noam Chomsky in Boston for an interview that I did when I was in graduate school, and it was and I went to Cheers, and it was one of the happiest times of my life. It seemed, the fact that describes to be a pretty standard place. Nice, yeah, it is a nice place to settle in. Yes, it is a comfortable, nice place. At least for me. Muda is kicking my ass here, which is fine. I'm happy to have Great Muda beat me up and talk to you guys. The important thing is Hulk Hogan won. Hey, okay, so I have Hulk Hogan and Great Muda's match on YouTube in its entirety. So if you haven't seen that, you need to see it, because Hulk Hogan wrestling in Japan is a thing of beauty. And plus he uses his real American music in Japan, which is great. Damn, Muda. Freaking Muda, man. I love that elbow drop he does as well. So, the Japanese version of this game is called Virtual Pro Wrestling, and it doesn't have as many WCW guys in it. But the cool thing about this game is that it does have a lot of guys that aren't in WCW. Like, it's got, like, Road Warrior Hawk and Ken Shamrock and Great Muda, and, you know, so, good stuff. Okay, would it be likely for you to get a copyright strike if you live stream some of the stuff you taped? No, I don't think so. I did a little bit of Armor Trooper Mellow Link. Armor Hunter Mellow Link in our first live stream, and the worst thing that happened to me was it got muted in Japan. So I don't think we would get a copyright strike if I gave you guys a sample of some cool anime or something like that. Come on, Muda. Okay, I like Surfer Sting quite a bit. I like the Crow Sting as well. They both have their charm equally. If I had to choose one, I would give the slight edge to Surfer Sting, but I like them both. Sting might be coming to AEW, which has me peeing my pants like a little girl. I love AEW. That is the only wrestling I watch religiously. I have not watched WWE in I don't know how long. Although, I don't know if you guys know this or not, I did a YouTube video. The Big Show, in the form of a Russian scam artist, was communicating with me for several days and tried to recruit me for $200 to apply to the WWE Performance Center. And I did a whole video about that whole experience. And when that was going on, I'm like, crap, do I have to start watching WWE again? Because I really don't like the product very much. And it's no offense to anyone who likes WWE or, you know, anything, but there's no one in WWE that I like, really. Like, I don't either sympathize, like, I don't aspire to be anyone in WWE. But Kenny Omega, on the other hand, is, like, the coolest freaking dude ever, you know, like... He's like, oh, we got our special going here. All right. So if you hold circle down long enough, there it is. Special. 1, 2. Ah, you kicked out of it. Okay. All right, come on. Special. Get it. All right. 1, 2, 3. We win. All right. Noel, if I ever visit Cortland, where do you highly recommend I should eat? The Green Arch restaurant. You will not be sorry. We also have another restaurant called Mangia e Stai. It's called Mangia Stai Zitto, which in Italian means sit down and shut up, which is fantastic, high quality Italian cuisine. So Green Arch and Mangia Stai Zitto. If you ever come to Cortland, you have to eat at those two places because Cortland has a really cool Italian American community. Do I watch Japanese wrestling? Yes, I do, but it's mostly random matches on YouTube. So like anything with like NWO Japan I watch. Like I'm a huge fan of NWO Sting. I love the Great Muta. I love Masahiro Chono. I like the Bullet Club a lot. So anything of like that type of stuff, I will totally check out. I had Access TV at one point, and that showed New Japan Wrestling. But like I can't find it anymore. And the way it showed it, it was kind of hard to follow. Like I didn't really like the U.S. commentators on it, and like one of them was Jim Ross, but it was like I don't know. The commentary just seemed kind of awkward on it. But I like New Japan Wrestling quite a bit. That's one of the reasons why I like AEW a lot, because they have a lot of former Bullet Club members there. So, yes. Okay, so we have won 2 matches in a row for Versus the World. So, do we want to play some Bare Knuckle 2? Let's do that, because I've been saying we're going to do that. We also do have Marvel vs. Capcom, which I love dearly. So we could totally play that as well. Alright, shut off the PlayStation here. We are going to drag our camera over to the mini consoles here. So, Evan was saying, you know, does your wife indulge her video games? This is the Mega Drive Mini that my wife got me. So, we'll play some Bare Knuckle 2 on this, since I have not been playing Streets of Rage 4, which seems to be getting highly reviewed. So, if anyone out there has played Streets of Rage 4, hope you like it. I'm interested. I think it looks a bit dark visually, but so basically what I do here is I have all my minis like right next to each other, and they all share one connection. Do the mini cartridges allow console cartridge? Okay, so let me show you my minis here. No is the short answer to your question. So these are the more high quality ones that just have like the games built into them. So this is the Mega Drive Mini. This is the PC Engine Mini. This is Famicom Mini. None of them have cartridge slots. They can all fit in the palm of your hand. This is the Sega Genesis Mini, which has different games than the Mega Drive. This is the Super Nintendo Mini. And then we have the PlayStation Mini on the Trinitron over there, running through an HDMI to a component converter. And, you know, they're all good. I think out of all the ones I showed you, the PlayStation one is the worst. I have the Genesis and... Oh, dude, I have the Neo Geo Classic, too. Yeah. Yeah, dude, this is freaking ridiculous here as I just dropped the controller from it. The Neo Geo Mini is really cool. It's a little arcade cabinet. We could totally play some, like, Mark of the Wolves or Kazuna Encounter or Blazing Star on that if you guys want. Blazing Star, that is a beautiful shooter. Okay, let's get set up here, like so. Alright, so we are going to get a nice high-quality HDMI cable and connect it to the back of our Mega Drive Mini. And then we're going to get our little connector here. Alright. Cool thing about the Japanese Mega Drive Mini is that it comes with a 6-button controller. For some reason, the American Sega Genesis Mini only came with a 3-button, but I don't know why. Okay, so I have my stuff going from HDMI to VGA, so you get a nice RGB quality picture. Neo Geo is amazing. I love the Neo Geo. Okay. I bought the 6-button pad. Did you get the... Where did you buy the 6-button pad one? Did you get the Genesis pad, or did you get one from an American company? Because I heard that one of the reasons that Sega decided to opt for the 3-button controller is because they had some deal with what's it called? It was like one of those retro game Hyperlink type of companies, but I don't think it was Hyperlink, so I bought it Best Buy separately. Cool. All right, so this is the Mega Drive Mini. Beautiful screen here. Okay, I have this set in Japanese because I like the box art, but if I ever want to play like Phantasy Star, I'm not going to be able to play it in Japanese. I know something like Diego, I know can read can read Japanese and stuff, but I can't. So Retrobit, that's what I'm thinking of. Thank you. I'm going to hit the lights. Okay, so I had a Retrobit Famiclone that I really liked quite a bit. Turn this up a bit. Yeah, I bought a Hyperkin HDMI cable for my PSP, so that should be coming pretty soon, and I'm really excited about that because I have some really good PSP games, like Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max and Darkstalkers and Final Fantasy 7 Crisis Core. If you're ever one of the posters of the Friday 13th Part 8 image on TV. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, I know, right? I haven't seen a ton of Friday the 13th movies. I like Halloween a lot. I'm gonna set this to easy and as many players as possible. I like the original Halloween a lot, and I like the original Night of the Living Dead a lot. Any good anime OVA films from the 80s you could recommend? Bubblegum Crisis, absolutely. Watch Bubblegum Crisis. 80 Police Files is great. Let's see, what else is great? I highly recommend Dominion Tank Police. That's another really good one. Black Magic M66 is really good. If you're into kind of like girly anime, the first 2 episodes of Earthian are really good. What else is good? If you're looking, like, just off the top of my head, like, Tenchi Muyo is, like, ridiculously awesome. Yeah, so those are all great. There's definitely a ton of things I'm forgetting here. Gameplay on Bare Knuckle is just great. They kind of mix it up, though. They do some, like, up and down scrolling, whereas, like, Final Fight's just all in one direction here. The pictures I've seen, it took me 4 years of Japanese in college. It's challenging but fun. Dude, yeah, that's awesome, man. Like, I see you write in Japanese quite a bit, which is awesome. Which I would love to be able to read Japanese just for the RPGs, you know? The most challenging language I took in college was Russian, and I don't remember much of it at all. I just remember how to read phonetically in Cyrillic. So if I'm in, like, Zangief's level in Street Fighter, I can sound out what it says in the background. I enjoy the Sonic the Hedgehog wallpaper on the Mega Drive Mini. I actually think, I don't know, man. I think the Genesis Mini probably has a little bit better games than the Mega Drive Mini. But the Mega Drive Mini has Yu Yu Hakusho, so It's kind of a draw. I don't know. I probably play the Mega Drive Mini a bit more, though. I don't know. It's all good, though. But that's because I'm such a Japanophile, you know? So. It's 12... Oh, Jesus. It's after midnight? That's ridiculous. Well, time flies when you're having fun. I was originally planning to do this at, you know, like 10 o'clock or 9:30, but I ended up watching that Netflix show with my wife. If any of you have to tap out and go to bed, I completely understand. I'm trying to think of what anime I should show you guys. Dude, Street Fighter 2V, I don't know if any of you have watched Street Fighter 2V, but I highly, highly recommend that. That is one of my all-time favorite animes. That is a TV anime prequel to Street Fighter 2, the live action movie, the movie. It would be cool if they did an anime of the Jean-Claude Van Damme live action movie, though. A couple of small-time hustlers, Ken and Ryu, go to the war-torn country of Shadowloo. I do like that movie, though. It's a little crazy alternate dimension-y, but I do like it. Yes, Russian was hard to learn. Earthian has to be some of the best music. Yeah, dude, the Earthian soundtrack is really good. You have those on DVD. Awesome. Was Russian hard to learn? Yes. Any language I find hard to learn once you start having to get into memorizing a bunch of words. And Russian has like male, female, and gender for endings of words. So that also complicates things a bit. Street Fighter 2V looks awesome. I really should watch the DVDs I have of it. Dude, I watched Street Fighter 2V when I was on YouTube when I was painting my son's nursery, and it was just freaking awesome. Okay, so the music in the Japanese version of Street Fighter 2V is some of the most beautiful, cool music you'll ever hear, at least in my opinion. Asuka from Chage and Asuka did the composing of it, and it's really, really cool. There's a lot of bromance in it. And it's really cool. It's a man's anime, but there's also like there's a lot of bromance in it. Like it's just great. Chun-Li is cool. They flip the whole Violent Ken thing on its head. So I don't want to spoil anything for you, but there is some brainwashing of different characters than in the Street Fighter 2 animated movie. It's really good stuff. Charlie has a totally different character design in it because it actually came back. Chris McGee is here. Hey, Chris, how's it going? What do I think about Becky Lynch being pregnant? Is she really pregnant? Because I haven't watched WWE and I don't know if it's real or not. So, little fun fact about Street Fighter 2V is that Netflix actually had it back in 2011. They need to keep it up, man. The only thing I don't like about Street Fighter 2V's domestic release is that they, on the DVDs, don't have the cool Japanese music for the opening credits. They have it during the TV show, but they don't have the cool closing and opening themes. But you can find those easily on YouTube. But I was saying, Jean Reno is the model for Charlie Nash in Street Fighter 2V, because Street Fighter 2V actually came out before Street Fighter Alpha. So, you know, cool stuff. So she really is pregnant? That's cool. So, wait, Seth Rollins is the dad? Isn't Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, aren't they like a thing? So, I need to watch Street Fighter 2V ASAP. Dude, they should have them on YouTube. So, you should check out. Watch it subbed if you can. The dub is not bad. I actually ended up watching it, like probably 50-50, because when I was painting my son's room and couldn't look at the screen, I would watch it in English. But if you can understand Japanese, that isn't that much of a problem. Like for me, I just couldn't read the subtitles and paint at the same time. But whenever I could watch it subbed, I did, because I just preferred the Japanese voice actors. But the English voice actors aren't bad. Gonna walk my puppy. We'll be back. Tell your puppy I said hi. An adorable little pupper. Stage 1 clear. Alright. Ooh, it's the next level of Bare Knuckle. Should we keep playing Bare Knuckle or try to get some... Let's get some Yu Yu Hakusho going here. How do you like that? I memorized the Japanese menu. Yeah, dude, this Yu Yu Hakusho game is really good. The only problem with it is it's designed for 4 players, so you can use a multi-tap with it. It's made by Treasure, so these are the guys that did Guardian Heroes, which is a ridiculous Sega Saturn game. Because it's 4 players, like, you kind of have to, like, turning around during a fight is not always automatic, so that's the only thing I'll say about that. Asuka won the Raw belt. Do I have any pets? No. When I was going to school in Binghamton, New York, I lived in a house with a 30-pound cat. Her name was Mocha, and I liked her a lot. And I liked her daughter even more. Her name was Precious. I didn't own the cats. The cats technically owned the house. So, alright. Let's be Yusuke. Okay, what is Chris saying here? Last Monday, I'm doing good. I said, oh, Bell's Paw. Dude, okay, that's good. I'm glad you're okay, man. Hang tough, Chris. I hope you're doing well. So yeah, stay safe and stay healthy, my friend. Once all this quarantine stuff blows over, we gotta watch some wrestling, preferably AEW, but I'm always down for some WWE as well. So this game has extremely smooth gameplay. Sometimes, anime fighting games don't always deliver the highest quality gameplay because of the enthusiasm of the franchise. It makes people tend to overlook things that aren't great gameplay-wise. I'm definitely guilty of that. I don't mind Dragon Ball Final Bout at all, even though I think the gameplay on it's quite stiff. But this game is like just legit from an awesome anime, and the gameplay is very good on it as well. Urameshi! Yosh! Alright, Yusuke wins. I have not seen the last season of Yu Yu Hakusho, and to this day I need to see it, because I really liked Yu Yu Hakusho. I was one of those people that watched it when it was on Toonami, but I never saw after they showed... Once the American stuff cut off, I didn't see what was after that. I used to read the Yu Yu Hakusho manga when it was in Shonen Jump quite a bit. I really liked the part that was expanded more on the manga when he was a ghost. I thought that was really good. She won Money in the Bank. Okay, cool. Melty Blood Actress, which is an anime fighting game. That sounds interesting. What console, Diego? What console is... I'll totally check that out. Yush. The only downside about this game is it doesn't really have much in the way of an ending for any of the characters here. Fun fact, Yoshihiro Togashi married the mangaka from Sailor Moon. I'm kind of disappointed they haven't done more Sailor Moon Yu Yu Hakusho crossovers. Ray gun. Gonna charge this up. I like that Yusuke has the ray gun and then that 100-hand slap move, too. Yes, I do think this is a great game. Thank you. How did he dodge that? That's some BS, man. Well, Chris, if you're looking to pass the time, I highly recommend the Genesis Mini, which is, we're playing the Japanese version of that right now. Although, sadly, the contrast on this game is kind of not getting along that great with the phone. PS2. Okay, I'll check it out, man. Is it, I'll look it up. What company makes it, Diego? We'll do a run as like Kuwabara, who's my favorite character. I've never seen the last episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho. Yeah, me neither, dude. I was just, yeah. I don't know how it ends. But yeah, Diego, I just got a PlayStation that can play Japanese games, so I'm totally down for checking out that game. I think that one's Type Moon. Okay, cool. Interesting. I'm not as good with Kuwabara as Yusuke, sadly. I like Kuwabara better as a character, but I think I'm better with Yusuke at this game. Ah! Ah, terrible. Terrible what happened to me. Ooh, the Fate series, if I recall. I gotta check that out. I really want to get the Darkstalkers collection for my PS2 because that has D in it, the vampire form of Donovan. And I just find that character very tragic and interesting. So I want to get that version of Darkstalkers too. Let's play some Marvel vs. Capcom. I know it's getting late for some of you guys. So, Type Moon. Cool. I will check that out for sure. Because I would love to build up my Japanese PS2 library now that I have a mod-chipped PS2. I really want to get the Fist of the North Star fighting game. Good night, Chris. I will tell everyone you said hey. Feel better. I tell your family I also said hey. And like I said, as soon as the quarantine ends, we need to hang out and talk about wrestling and all that fun stuff. And you can hear me complain about all the things that annoy me in WWE. So, and make you miss quarantine. Take care, my friend. All right, we'll play the arcade version of Marvel vs. Capcom on the PlayStation 3, which is sadly out of print. I don't think you can download that on the store anymore. But my favorite in the Capcom Versus series is the original Marvel vs. Capcom. So, good stuff. My wife got this thing to like read her ebooks on, which also works great as a stand for my phone for video game reviews and live streams. So, we'll set up our camera like so. Let's adjust this. And I'm going to hit the lights, do some gameplay. Sephiroth. Yeah, last night, no, not last night, last live stream, we're doing some Tekken Tag 2, but I couldn't actually see anyone that was commenting, which was a bit of a bummer. Is this the fat or slim or super slim? It's the regular slim. So, I was telling my viewers last time that my best friend had a fat PS2. I'm sorry, a fat PS3. I have Arcane Hearts on PS2. We can play that. So anyway, so my friend had the fat PS3 that could play PS2 games. It broke. He gave me the dud. I sent the dud into Sony, and they sent me a slim, not super slim, but just regular slim PS3. I like Arcane Hearts. It's a cool game. I like a Variable Geo. Who's my favorite anime character? Gohan. Gohan at the start of the Buu Saga, and he is a nerdy dude. When he's an adult, I like that Gohan. But I like him to be the strongest guy. I mean, it's not a bummer because I was able to... I have a PS2, so I wasn't like that bummed that it wasn't the fat PS3. And I was able to get a little bit of a better price on the Slim. And it was like brand new. Whereas if I had gotten his fat one repaired, it would have been like refurbished versus like a brand new one. So I just opted for the brand new one and saved like $50, you know. Select your heroes. I can literally listen to this character select music like forever. It seems like a lot of old PS3s are prone to failure. Yeah, dude, my Xbox 360 outlasted his PS3, which people think is crazy when I tell them, but it's the truth. Wolverine and Ryu. Oh, speaking of Donovan, we have Anita as our sidekick here. I had a white Xbox 360, and it still works for, like, booting on and everything, but the disc reader on it doesn't work. So I bought a black Xbox 360 that works great, and that's what I play my 360 games on now. But my PS3 still works fine. But my best friend's PS3 broke, and that's why I have my PS3. So, I don't know, it is what it is. Dude, when I play this game and then I play Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, like, I am furious about how much worse Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is than this game. PS3 was more or less the king when it came to what it could play. Dude, not only that, dude, PS3 has awesome video output options as well. Like, I could throw that on a PVM if I wanted to for SCART. Not all the HDMI games, though, look as good on it, though. But, you know, like, for example, like, if the problem is you have to go through all, like, the trouble of changing the video output. It's not automatic. But, the video output options on the PS3, in addition to the amount of compatibility options that it had, were ridiculous. Weapon X. Brock Lesnar should definitely play Venom. Yes, no question about it, dude. I am not a fan of Brock Lesnar's in-ring performance, but he is Eddie Brock. Like, he is Eddie Brock. That's who, his name is Brock, and he looks like Eddie Brock, and he acts like Eddie Brock. How can he not be playing Venom? He's literally Venom. If PSP was revolutionary mobile device, then the PS3 is probably... Yeah, I agree. I think the PS3 is a beast, dude. And, like, it had, like, crazy games on it. that sadly, some of them are out of print. Like the Konami Simpsons arcade game I have on my PS3. I have the Konami X-Men beat 'em up on my PS3. So PS3 is freaking great. And then you have like just other really good games like Catherine on there, you know. So I think PS3 was overpriced when it first came out, and its game lineup was a little weak. But you know, and it's a Blu-ray player too. But then, after about a year into the PS3's existence, it just, you know, was just a freaking crazy wild beast of awesomeness. So, but I do like my Xbox 360 though. I like Xbox stuff, but I think Sony always outperforms it. Man, Captain America is so cool in this game. There was a comic book shop that I lived next to when I went to college in Binghamton called Charging Star Comics, and it was literally named after Captain America's Marvel vs. Capcom move. Shinku Hadoken! I don't understand how the music could be so good in this game and so, like, not good in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Tag, 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 tag. I mean, I get the style they were going for in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, but I just don't think it fit well. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I'm pissed that game got taken. Yeah, dude, I hate it when they take games like that down. That's why I'm big into physical copies. Like, I mean, I like how they physical copies look, and they also, you know, like, let's say that, like, I would never delete my copy of The Simpsons on my PS3, but let's say, God forbid, something happens and it did get deleted, I can't re-get that game, you know? So, the more things go all digital, the more, insecure your game collection is if you rely totally on digital, you know? Now, I say that, you know, but I still like to download a lot of digital games, you know? I'm gonna probably download the Kunio-kun collection for my Switch after we get off of the live stream, and I actually, because of the quarantine, have been downloading a lot of games on my Xbox One. I just downloaded Dragon Ball FighterZ for it. I downloaded Blazing Star for it. You know, so I mean, downloading games is great, but you know, I don't know. I'm someone who sees the merit of downloading games, but I'm also someone who really appreciates physical copies too. You know, I mean, it's probably too late to start it, but for our next live stream, it might be cool for us to do the Punisher, the Capcom beat 'em up, because I have the arcade cabinet with Marvel Superheroes, Children of the Atom, and the Punisher on it. And speaking of Marvel beat 'em up games, the Punisher is cool as hell, so that'd be a cool game for us to play. You know, a game that I really like but I suck at is Castlevania Rondo of Blood. I'm playing that, and I'm just, like, the reason I'm not live streaming that game is just because I'm not good at it. I love it, but I figure it's, like, not going to be fun for you guys to just watch me struggle through a game. So. Mech Zangief goes down. Man. Like, Ryu in this game, like, I think that should be, like, Ryu's final form. You know, like, because he's, like, he can fight perfectly as Ryu, Ken, or Akuma's fighting style. So I think that would be, like, the perfect way to have Ryu's character kind of come to fruition. Iceman. But yeah, sadly, this game is no longer available in, I don't think it's available anymore. I know Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is available, but I don't think this game is available, and I don't think Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is available in any of the download stores for any of the consoles. You're playing this on a fighting... I'm playing this on a 6-button controller with a D-pad. It was made for Street Fighter Cross Tekken, but it works great for these 2D fighting games. Ironically, it does not work great for Tekken. For me, I'm not good at Tekken unless... I'm good at Tekken, but I'm not great at Tekken unless I'm playing it with a regular PlayStation controller. Oh, crud. Proton Cannon! Dude, you know what else I hate about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite? When you tag out, your freaking partner just sits and lingers on the screen. It's like, who the hell thought that that was a good idea to have, like, weird, awkwardly designed looking characters, crappy music, and gameplay that puts you at a disadvantage needlessly? Like, who thought that that was a good idea? If they do another Marvel vs. Capcom game, they need to look at Dragon Ball FighterZ and use that graphic style, and then they need to use the same type of gameplay that they used in this game and call it a day. Like, seriously. Ooh, Chun-Li. So Nicki Minaj did a song called Chun-Li, and I was really annoyed that she didn't actually use Chun-Li's backtrack to rap on. Like, why are you calling a song Chun-Li if you don't even freaking know what her music is? You freaking poser. Not that I want to be bitter on this live stream, but I think a rap song that utilizes Chun-Li's backtrack could be cool. Show Ryu. Tag out Ryu. Come on. We're gonna get some Weapon X. She moved. So, Diego and I were, chatting a bit about this, the Chun-Li Vega / Balrog fight scene in the animated movie. Fantastic stuff. Plus, I think we all are, appreciative of the directorial choices for that Chun-Li shower scene. There we go. Okay, so have you seen... Oh, shoot, I can't look at the stream and play this at the same time. Something about Thomas Jefferson being an ambassador to Paris. Okay, hang on. Have you seen Jefferson in Paris? No, I would love to see that, because I know Thomas Jefferson was a sympathizer of the French Revolution, which went insane. And I would love to see a movie about that. You know, how Jefferson could be a slave owner on the one hand, but then on the other hand be an enthusiast for Jacobin revolutionary politics, you know? And maybe enthusiast isn't exactly the right word, but it sounds great. Tetsuya, Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2 are very hard to find in stores nowadays. Yeah, it's ridiculous, man. These are like the best freaking fighting games. I'm grateful they put Children of the Atom on the arcade cabinet, but I'm kind of surprised they didn't put Marvel vs. Capcom on there, so... But I love Children of the Atom, so... That was the game that made me want to get a Sega Saturn. Shinku Hadoken. Some Dragon Ball style action here. Tag out, tag out, tag out. I was gonna go for that move where he shoots all the Hadoukens in the air. Hey, Arrow. Oh, Evan's back. Puppy says hi. Evan, we beat a level of Bare Knuckle, and then we did some fighting on Yu Yu Hakusho for Mega Drive, and now we're playing some Marvel vs. Capcom. Darn it! Chun-Li is being being difficult here. Let's get the unknown soldier to help me out here. So, Evan, I was complaining about how much I was annoyed with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite from an artistic perspective, but then also, when you tag out on that game, your character just freaking stands around. Please connect. Oh, come on. I was hoping that would take her out. Ah, darn it. Yes, Noel, remember that scene with Chun-Li and Balrog? My favorite scene ever. Yes, it is awesome. I love Cry, the song they play in that scene. Let's be Morgan and Gambit. That looks like a couple that would date in real life. A good-hearted succubus and Cajun Gambler. When I was in high school in 1999, I would go to my friend's house and just play and play and play this game on the Sega Dreamcast. It was amazing. Don't mess with a Cajun. Rogue, help me. Guilty Gear kind of reminds... Dizzy from Guilty Gear reminds me of Morgan. Yes. Dude, I need to play more Guilty Gear. That's like one of the games, like, whenever I play it, I love. And then I I don't know, I play it, but I play it less than I play Marvel vs. Capcom, Street Fighter, and SNK games. But I really do like it, and I love Dragon Ball FighterZ. Kai Kisuke is my favorite character in Guilty Gear. Ah, crap! That should do it. There we go. Favorite movie actor, actress. Favorite movie actor, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Favorite actress. That is a good question. Probably Erica Eleniak from Baywatch or Nicole Eggert. So yeah, there's probably my honest answers. I like Nicole Eggert from Charles in Charge and Baywatch quite a bit. And I love Sylvester Stallone movies. Jason Statham inspired me to shave my head. I like Blade Runner a lot. So Sean Young, who played Rachel in that, I like a lot. Let's see, who else do I like for actresses? I'd have to think about that some more. But those are kind of the ones off the top of my head. I might watch Over the Top soon, as you should. Is history your favorite subject in school? History and art are my favorite subjects. I like history because it makes you think. And I like art because it's the most fun, creatively stimulating, enjoyable things that you can do. Devil up. I like Smart Hulk better than Stupid Hulk. So Evan, I don't know if you know this or not, but Scott Norton, when he was in Japan, "Winner Takes It All" was his theme music. So he used that when he was a member of NWO Japan, and it's just freaking amazing. The winner takes it all, the loser takes the fall. I'm a huge Rocky fan. Will you ever grow your hair back? No, because I'm bald on top. So I would have like curly hair on the side of my head, and I don't think I would look good. So, and I think I look better bald. So, I like being bald. So, but good question. Yes, no, I'm not kidding. It's very true. Look it up on YouTube. They have this like weird New Japan CD where they do a cover of the song. Scott Norton is the only guy I know to show up with the IG. I didn't know he showed up with the IWGP belt on WCW. That's a good. I didn't know that, man. That's crazy. I remember when Scott Norton joined the NWO, and I remember when he was in a tag team called Fire and Ice. I'm a big Scott Norton fan. I think he's freaking awesome, dude. I love NWO Japan. I love Muta. I love NWO Sting. I love Scott Norton. I love Chono. Hulk Hogan is my favorite wrestler of all time. He's the best good guy. He's the best bad guy. I think, like, no matter what, you can't take away the fact that he is I would argue the Michael Jordan of wrestling. I know that in America, a lot of the times he uses a more limited moveset, but he can go when he needs to, and his charisma is just he like I said, he's the ultimate good guy and the ultimate bad guy. Managed by Teddy Long. I remember him being managed by Teddy Long. That is interesting, man. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, but there's a New Japan CD that has this weird cover of "Winner Takes It All." It's Scott Norton's theme song. He used the actual Sammy Hagar song. Hogan is the GOAT. Yeah, no, he freaking is, man. Hogan's the nobody can say that they ever truly were the most iconic hero and the most iconic villain in a way that just totally dominated the industry. For a long time, Ric Flair was the big bad guy and Hulk Hogan was the big good guy. But when Hulk turned into Hollywood, he was a better bad guy than Ric Flair. He was just, and the cool thing about Hollywood, too, is that he had reasons for being bad. It was like the people booed him, he tried being a good guy. And it was just like, you know what? You think I'm a bad guy? I'll show you a bad guy. And he just turned into this psychotic supervillain that was he had all the powers of Hulkamania, but he was using them for bad instead of good. But he thought he was using them properly. I think Hogan's a much more interesting character than Austin, personally. Come on, come on, come on! Hey, Dakota's here. Do I have more health than him? I think I do. I'm gonna win this. Yes, I can see your comments now, Dakota. I'm using a program called Prism. Adding that strap. Yes. The strap whip. Absolutely. No. And, Hogan's ring psychology as a heel was great, too. Dude, you know what my favorite match is with, like, heel Hogan? Is when he wrestled Macho Man in a toupee, and then, like, Macho Man started wearing the toupee halfway through the match. It was just, like, one of the greatest things ever. And then, like, he'd go on these, like, megalomaniac, like, tirades about how he was in, like, the new Three Ninjas movie and stuff. Like, where I was in Three Ninjas 2 Electric Boogaloo, brother, with all my Hollywood celebrity friends that you peons could never appreciate. I mean, he was freaking amazing. Yes, yeah, this app is working much, much better. As evidenced by the fact that we're, like, going on 2 hours for this live. We've been having a lot of fun. Gambit was probably not the best option to fight Onslaught here. My son loves Onslaught. Typo. Alright, that Three Ninjas movie was so bad. What is the song from the Three Ninjas movie? I will look up the song from Three Ninjas. Alright, Mega Man and Ryu are, I think, best to fight Onslaught. We could mix it up and choose Roll. Let's choose Roll. See, Roll is so small, he can fit into all of Onslaught's blind spots here. I love that Onslaught chucks sentinels at you, too. I gotta get her out of there, though. I'm getting my ass kicked. No, get out! Ugh. Should have just chosen Mega Man. Feel my pain and anger. Onslaught is such a cool villain, too. What part of Italy is your family from? Calabria. From a place called Cardiati. It's, right in the heel of the boot. Crap. Are there any games that you play specifically in the summertime? More RPGs, because I have more free time. Although since I've had a son, you know, it's harder to play RPGs. But I need to play the Final Fantasy VII Remake desperately, but I'm afraid I'm going to get too distracted by it. But I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and do it, because, you know, I gotta play it. Like, Final Fantasy VII is my favorite video game, and I need to play the remake. But I try to play more RPGs during the summer. You know. So, and Evil Zone is a game that I always come back to. And I seem like to play that a bit more in the summer. Mainly because there's a character named Dan Zyvar, and he's just freaking awesome. Know my pain and anger. Onslaught is such a cool character. I keep saying that, but you know, I love the, like, you know what Onslaught is like? Hollywood Hogan, Onslaught all day. Abyss is like, I mean, I don't like dislike Abyss, but like, dude, Onslaught is like such a cool character. Like, combining the angst and powers of Professor X and Magneto. That's like just, that is such a cool idea. Come on. I should probably tag him out. Part of me is like, just like let Mega Man go as long as he can and then try to use Morgan. Because Mega Man's gonna do better against Onslaught than Morgan. Come on, do it, do it. Yeah, we got him. All right. I don't think there's anyone good enough. Morgan, wait. I have come to challenge you. Hee hee, it will be my pleasure. Then let's do it. Shoryuken. Alright, Puzzle Fighter. Which we need to play more. Maybe it's just me, but I always thought Apocalypse was a character who was a lot weaker than his image portrays him to be. No, I agree. Onslaught as a final boss I thought was great. And he could be a huge bitch with that drill. But I agree. I think Onslaught is a more intimidating boss and character than Onslaught and than Apocalypse. Despite the fact that Apocalypse is named Apocalypse and he's this giant guy. Can you play as Abyss? I don't think so. No, because my son asked if you could play as Abyss in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And every place I looked said no. Yes, I did beat him. So I don't believe you can play as Abyss in anything but Mugen. True Sinister might know otherwise, because he seems like he's super knowledgeable about these types of things. But as far as everything I've looked into, you cannot play as Abyss. I still can't believe we haven't gotten to Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate. Dude, I have to just get it on eBay. Like, in fact, I might have enough in my bank account to get it. So, although today I was telling these guys I just bought an HDMI cable for my PSP and Art of Fighting 2 for Super Famicom. So, you know what, guys? This is going to take us right about the 2-hour mark, and it is. Let's see what time it is right now. It is nearing 1 o'clock in the morning, so it's probably a good idea for us to, get some rest. And you can't play as Abyss, yeah, sadly. So, I think we'll probably wrap up this stream, but I had a really good time, and I'm super happy I could read all of your comments this time. Sorry if there was too much glare on any of the monitors with their contrast settings. Abyss has 3 forms. It would be quite hard to make him playable. Yeah, that's true, So, cool, man. So you guys take care. We'll do another live stream in the near future. Probably, maybe like every couple days or something like that. Just, if it pops up on YouTube, stop by. I really appreciate, you guys chatting, hanging out, and letting me nerd out with you. And until next time, guys, my name is Noel. You take care. Good night. Brush your teeth. Get your 8 hours of sleep. And I will see you all in the very near future. Bye-bye.